Hello everyone. Well, I am delighted and excited to be here tonight, and what I thought I would do is share my career story with you in the hope of inspiring some of you to think of your careers maybe a little bit differently. Thank you, Ed, wherever you are. Okay, so as you know, I was brought up in Port Talbot, and when I left school, I absolutely knew that I would not get a job in the steelworks. And that is because back then, women would only have been secretaries if they worked in the steelworks. And I didn't think that was for me. In fact, back then, women mainly only had 4 careers, and that was the 4 C's of catering, cleaning, cashiering, and caring. And I didn't really think that was for me either. So you can probably imagine my delight and excitement when I got a job in the DVLA. I was going to be a data entry clerk. I tell you what, that was a completely new job back then, until I realised all I would be doing was typing in names and addresses into the DVLA mainframe computer. Anyway, what I did was I put my head down, I worked really, really hard, and I actually had a pretty fantastic career in the DVLA. And that's where I got introduced to learning and development, so that was a really good start for me. But one morning, I woke up 17 years later, and I thought, bloody hell, I've been sleepwalking through my own career? I have been completely and utterly passive about my own career. Well, that's not entirely true. I felt like I was in control. I felt like I had choices. But they were the DVLA choices. I was on the DVLA career track, and quite frankly, I didn't think it was taking me very far. So do you know what I did? I upped and left. I thought, I've had enough of this. I'm going to get my life back. I'm going to get my own career. I'm going to be in charge of my future. Woo, indeed. So what did I do? I thought, I'm going to be my own boss. I bought a franchise. A bit safe, I do realise that. But it was a bridge between my life in the public sector and my new life in the private sector. And in fact, there was quite a steep learning curve. Fast forward about 5 years, and I had another aha moment. And this time I realised that actually the grass isn't always greener. If you're not entirely sure what makes you happy, moving from one thing to another won't necessarily satisfy you. So I did some soul searching. I took some time out and I asked myself the big question. What's really going to make you happy? And that is when I got absolutely focused. I thought learning and development is the thing for me. I am passionate about it. I really do want to inspire and motivate other people to learn. And that is exactly what I'm going to focus on. And what I love right now about the social age is how any one of us can be in touch with the thought leaders and the experts in our industry. But when you're looking for a job, just because you know the top guy in your industry, that's not necessarily enough to get you a good job. So I started thinking about if I'm going to sell myself, let's think about how brands do this. How can I brand myself for an employer? And I started thinking, what makes up a brand? Well, for me, there are 2 key things that make up a brand. One is your personality. How do you show up? What are you really like? How do you relate to people? So that intrinsic personality, what you bring to it. And the other, of course, is your profession or your passion. So your knowledge, the thing that you actually do, the thing that you deliver on, the thing that in most cases employers are buying, where in my opinion they maybe should be buying on personality, because you can learn quite a bit about profession. And when you understand those 2 unique qualities about you, what you start to have is your own brand, Me PLC. And in fact, each one of you has your own unique Me PLC brand. And once you start to think of yourself like that, you can market yourself like that. And you can build your brand so you can spend time learning and becoming the go-to person in your profession. And you can also start to develop yourself and your skills. I mean, one of the reasons that I'm here tonight is to develop my skills by standing exactly here. And the most important thing for me is that later on in life, when I actually finally retire and I sit on my rocking chair and I look back, I know that I am going to be totally satisfied that I was the chief executive of my own career, me PLC.